If you go to the gym one time, you are not going to be super jacked. If you miss one workout, all of your muscles are not going to atrophy. If you diet for one day, you are not going to become super ripped. And if you have one cheat meal, you are not going to become super fat. If you work very hard for one day, you are not going to become super rich. And if you skip one day of work, you are not going to lose all of your money. There is no individual action in one way or the other that will make or break everything that you are doing. And that is why it is very easy for people to wind up going down the wrong path, because they start getting some positive momentum and then they skip their workout and they see that it's fine. And on a functional, practical, physical level, it is fine because, again, your muscles did not fall off. But the problem with that is the mindset that it cultivates. It is the mindset that tells you it's okay if I don't show up when I don't feel like it. And slowly but surely, that is how you wind up becoming someone who just doesn't show up, period. Everybody has met or talked to somebody who talks about how they used to be in shape and they used to have abs and they used to bench 315 back in the day, and then all of a sudden that went away. But it wasn't just one single thing that made that happen. It was one skipped workout, it was one cheat meal, it was one day that they gave in to their lack of motivation, and that just snowballed until they got to a point where they were all the way gone and they had lost every single thing that they worked for. It all started with that one decision. It started with that one single excuse, because while that one excuse will not make or break anything, that one excuse will make or break what it is that you were doing because of the mindset that it creates. All of these things are cultivated slowly, brick by brick, one decision at a time. Every negative decision that you make makes it more likely that you will make another negative decision. Every time you put something off, it becomes more likely that you will put another thing off, and then another, and then another. Then all of a sudden you are a procrastinator. And before you know it, you can't get anything done when you are supposed to get something done. You can't get anything done now because you have made yourself so used to doing everything tomorrow. But there is no tomorrow. The tomorrow never comes. And all of that started with just putting it off one time, because that is poison to your mindset. I read this book several years ago called The Slight Edge, and what it talked about is compound interest. And what that is, basically, small amounts deposited, or subtracted over time. The ones deposited slowly build you up in the direction that you want to go, and the ones subtracted over time tear you down and get you farther away from who it is that you would like to be. Because as I said in the beginning, one workout will not get you in shape, but that one workout increases the likelihood that there will be a second workout, and that second workout increases the likelihood that there will be a third workout, and so on and so forth. And before you know it, you have 100, 200, 300, 500 workouts under your belt, and you are a whole new, completely different person. And all of that started because of that one decision. Because much like the negative decision that you made, every positive decision that you make makes it more likely that you will make another positive decision. And that positive decision makes it more likely that you will make another positive decision. Every single thing in life, whether good or bad, whether fit or fat, whether rich or poor, are built up one small decision at a time. The person who is in shape because they made a bunch of repeated small decisions to go to the gym. The person who is fat because they made a bunch of repeated small decisions to overeat and not go to the gym. The person who makes a lot of money or is very successful, is rich, whatever the case may be, is rich because they made one small decision repeatedly to work towards what it is that they wanted to achieve. And the person who is poor because they made one small decision over and over again to put off what it was that they knew that they were supposed to do, or they made the decision to blame other people for their problems, or they made the decision to sit around and wait for someone else to come and magically bestow them with money, or they made the decision to wait for some magical charitable politician to get into office and write some law that said all the rich people had to give their money to all the poor people, whatever the case may be. All of it was built up one small decision at a time. That is how all things are created, because all things are a result of habits. Being poor is a habit, being fat is a habit, being fit is a habit, being rich is a habit, addiction is a habit, as is sobriety. All of these things are habits, and habits are built one single decision at a time. So when you wake up in the morning and you hit your alarm clock, or you hit the snooze button on your alarm clock because you felt like sleeping in, you are just making one small choice that in that direct moment will not have any sort of real impact or lasting effect on you. But when you do that, you are now making it more likely that you will not get up the next day, and then you are making it more likely that you will not get up the next day, and you are making it more likely that you will sleep in later and later and later and lose more and more and more time, which gives you less time to get the things done that you need to get done. And on top of that, you are starting your day off with a decision to break a promise to yourself, because that's what the snooze button is. It is a broken promise to yourself. It is a chip in your confidence. It is a chip in your belief in yourself, in your trust in your word. It is a small cut in the person who you could be, the person who you want to be. There's this concept, idea, whatever it is that you would like to call it, the death by 1,000 cuts. It's a bunch of little cuts, and none of them individually do anything, but collectively they lead to your demise. And that is what all of these little decisions are. The decision to hit the snooze button, the decision to put off your workout, the decision to cheat on your diet, the decision to put off that work till tomorrow, the decision to have the drink when you know that you shouldn't have the drink, the decision to go out when you know that you should have stayed in. All of these things are the little cuts that are slowly killing the person that you would like to be, the person that you have always dreamed of becoming. Or conversely, when you set your alarm and you get up when it goes off, that is I don't know what the opposite of a cut is. I haven't thought that metaphor through to that point, but it is a small building block. It is a Lego piece. That's what we're calling it now. It's a Lego piece. If you get a big box of Legos, if you get 1,000-piece Lego set, or however many pieces of Legos come in a Lego set, all of your decisions are like the little Lego bricks. None of the bricks by themselves mean anything, but when you slowly start stacking those bricks one at a time, eventually you have a big ass castle, or a big ass boat, or a big ass whatever other Death Star, or whatever other Lego thing it is that you would like to build. It was built up one brick at a time, and all of those bricks represent the decisions that you make. Your body is just like a Lego structure, and every single workout, every single rep of every single exercise that you do is one of those bricks that build you towards the body that you want. The bank account that you want to have, the success that you would like to have, whatever it is the same thing as that Lego set. None of the individual actions are going to make you rich or successful. Just like none of those individual bricks build up the Lego set and make the giant castle. We're going to call it a castle. It's a castle now. None of those individual bricks make up the castle, but all together they create a big giant fortress. It is the same thing with your decisions. It is the same thing when you decide to put in the work that you know that you were supposed to do. If you are in sales, when you make that phone call, know that phone call is not going to make you rich, but it is the building blocks towards the castle of your success. But most people work in the opposite direction. When they have the castle, they take away one little brick at a time, and none of those little individual bricks are going to make or break the castle. You take away one brick, you still have a castle. You take away two bricks, you still have a castle. But eventually, all of those little bricks that you remove lead to just the empty little flat board. The flat board thing. I don't know what it is that it's called, that you place the Legos on, the Lego piece. Whatever. The point is, people remove one brick at a time thinking that it's no big deal, and every single time they are right. None of those individual ones are a big deal, but it is the collection of those decisions that is the huge deal. This is why one thing that you do is the most, or every single thing that you do is basically functionally the most important thing that you do, because every single thing that you do dictates what the next thing that you will do most likely is. And if that one thing that you do, if the next decision that you make is negative, it is more than likely that the decision after that will be negative. But if the next decision that you make is positive, it is more likely that the decision after that will be positive, because all of those one things add up into one big thing. And most people's lives are a collection of tiny little bad choices that came together to create a terrible life of fatness and addiction and poverty and depression and another thing that I can't think of off the top of my head, but a whole bunch of undesirable stuff that stemmed from individual decisions. And then they look at these people who seem so far away. They look at the people with the money. They look at the people with the abs. They look at the people with the muscles. They look at the people with the cars, the houses, the good relationships, the good, happy lives who get to experience all of the things that they want to experience. And it seems so far off, and they cannot fathom a way that they can get there because they do not understand how it is that they got to where it is that they are. And because they don't understand how it is that they got to where it is that they are, they don't understand how the successful people got to where it is that they are. But they both got to where they are by doing the same things, just in different directions. Both people, both the failure and the success, got to exactly where they are, one small decision at a time.